I think success is
achieving your goal, completing your endeavors.
going for it.
You don't always have to have a lot of money, a big house, and a car.
Just being happy.
You being you. Completing your endeavors.
Staying out of trouble.
And succeeding.
Dressing for success, like you could be like wearing pants and shorts or raggedy clothes, and you're looking for a job. That the first thing that the owner's gonna be looking at is like your dress, like how you dress. They're gonna be thinking that, hey, I don't think he can properly dress right. They're gonna be like, hey, you're gonna need to at least get some new clothes. So when you dress better, dress nice, so they can at least think that you're proper.
It's not good for people to prejudge you, but it's not really up to you. It's up to your boss that you want to hire, that he's trying to hire you, because you don't want to hire somebody that comes like sagging, wearing raggedy clothes.
Why does it matter if our clothes is like that? It shouldn't matter about what we dress like. Alright. It shouldn't matter about that. Shoot, it should dress about our brain.
Okay, let me ask you something. If you ever go on a date, do y'all want to wear raggedy clothes or do y'all want to wear nice clothes to impress your date?
Nice clothes. I want to.
Exactly. So it just like a job interview is like a date.
Yeah, but
you want to dress your best to impress your date or your boss.
But you're on an interview. I'm talking about on a regular basis.
What you mean, like on a regular
people
basis?
can get
But you still should be like wearing your pants down and stuff. Like at least, like you don't have to always be wearing like a dress pants and shirt. You can wear like shorts like we are. You can wear stuff like this instead of sagging.
People get a better impression, and then like when people are like when you try to get a job interview or on a regular basis, they're gonna think like you didn't do good in school or something, and you're not like things like that can affect you.
Stereotypes.
Yeah.
What we've been doing so far is that we've been making a film, and the name of our film is The S Word, and the S in the S word means success, and it's also meaning the sword if you put it all together.
My position in this film is a production assistant. When I got to interview Spencer Carter, I really liked it. I enjoyed the moment. He was explaining to me what it took to be in the U.S. National Guard.
Give up and keep on persevering. They're gonna be tough times down the road. Trust me, they will be. But you have to keep on going past them and keep on praying and keep on going.
Can you tell me a little bit about your background?
Well, I was here at Great Oak when it first began in 2006, and during the phase I left. Now I'm coming back on the scene just because I feel like it's personally my duty to come back and teach young men like yourself and guide y'all to positivity. But a man need to teach a young man how to be a man. That's what it is at the end of the day. Because with all this mentoring, if I didn't have mentoring and have positive male role models in my life, I would try to find other role models in my life that's not per se positive. So this program is needed. It needs to keep on growing and needs to expand more.
My original position is the sound boom operator and the graphic designer. Well, what I've learned today from Dr. Ponder, I've interviewed, he taught me that there are sacrifices in life. That means some things you aren't going to have or want, and some things you aren't going to need. But that's not the point. The point is that as you go on, live your life, there are sacrifices that you have to make in order to live that full potential, and that dreams can bring you up to the highest and fullest potential. And what he's taught me is a lot that can help me in life. And now that's happening right now. It starts right now on the spot, every day, every time.
And I had to really stand up for myself and say, well, no, this is my dream and this is what I want to do. And to go against the grain, basically, it comes down to go against the grain and say, I'm going to keep going this way no matter what they say. I think the key is to not let anyone tell you what your dream is. No one should be able to tell you what your dream is. That's your dream. They can't take that from you. You can only give it to them. Does that make sense?
Well, when I had that interview with Mr. Hakeem Isler, I was just really surprised when I heard that he went to Ohio to for his training to be a martial arts trainer, because originally I'm from Akron, Ohio, and so basically, I didn't really know that there were dojos in Ohio. And so, and then I was really surprised at his answer of success, because I really did not know that success is like everywhere, not even in the ninja codes. How do you actually become a ninja? Like, do you have to go through a tradition, or like do you have to complete a mission?
Yeah, actually, it's a long, set of skills that you have to study in to become a ninja. And when I was growing up in New Jersey, there wasn't a ninja really around like the Grandmaster that I went to study with. So when I was in my early 20s, I had saved up like $1,200, and I moved to Ohio to study with the first American ninja, Stephen K. Hayes. And so I was by myself, no family, no friends, and that's what I had to do. And then I started to get indoctrinated in the ninja ways, the ninja lessons. So that was my personal journey. So yeah, there's a long, extensive list of stuff that you have to do, and now I've been studying it for like 16 years almost. So it's a really amazing thing for me.
I interviewed Shakira Smith, my mom. I got a lot of things from her. She had a business, a daycare business. I figured out that it's not really easy taking care of kids.
Okay, the first thing I did is I prayed. After I prayed, I meditated and I waited on God to give me the opportunity. During that time, I was working at another daycare, and I had the opportunity come available to me in 2010. Once the opportunity came available, I started doing research, got the information I needed. I spoke with people that I needed to speak with. I was able to have mentors, because you can never give up. You can never quit. If you quit, Austin, how do you know what you can be?
Mm-hmm.
The person I interviewed for this film is Judge Weeks. He's a judge in Fayetteville. What I got out of that interview of how he defines success, it says it surprised me because he said that he didn't think he was successful. Do you consider yourself successful?
No. I mean, I've done a lot of things, but there's a lot more I want to do. And even though I'm retired now, I'm involved in programs like Great Oak. I'm on a board in Washington, D.C. that deals with criminal justice issues. There's a lot more I want to do. I don't know that you ever achieve success. I think you do the best you can. If you say I'm successful, then you're basically saying I've done all I'm going to do. I think that I will be satisfied when I've done all that I can do. And, you know, that'll probably be on my deathbed when I'm taking my last breath.
I had the really, really nice pleasure of interviewing a documentary photographer by the name of Mr. Jay Jennings at WRAL News. What I got from him and the interview that me and him did was that there are indeed going to be people in your life who's going to try to stop you and tell you that you can't do whatever you have to do. But what you have to do is keep believing in your dream. So when you was talking about how you're competing against other people that wants the same job that you're trying to apply for, what advice would you give to the people who are going to see this film out there about how do you make yourself stand out between the crowd?
I would say, first of all, whatever career you pursue something that you want to do. Don't chase after something just because you think it might make a lot of money or it might make you famous. Pursue something that you're going to have a passion about. Because I think if you have a passion about something and you hone your skills, you make yourself a constant lifelong learner. That never stops. Even after you graduate from college, you're a lifelong learner. And you have a great attitude. I think no matter, you might not get the perfect job, but if you have a great attitude and you have good skills, man, I'm telling you what, and you have a passion for what you do, employers are looking for that all the time.
How about for the people out there who's going through some hard times and feeling like quitting? Was there ever a time in your life when you felt like quitting?
Oh, absolutely. There's a couple times here where it was hard, and I wasn't enjoying my job. And I'll tell you what, one of the things that helped me in those times was, I think what really hurt, I put too much emphasis on my career, and realized I had made that an idol, and didn't have the balance of being able to, I was shortchanging my family, I was shortchanging my wife, I was shortchanging my kids, and once I realized that work is important, but it's not that important, I had to have a balance in my life, and I think part of that is again going back to my faith, that it helped me understand who I am and who I really work for in the long run.
And the person I have interviewed was Moat Zimmerman. He played for the Cape Fear Heroes, which is a football team. And my experience with him was pretty amazing because I never was able to speak with a football player.
You ready, Elijah?
Yes. Well, my name is Elijah Mars, as you already know. I'm also one of the youth here that's also doing a film for Root Branch. So basically, everything William just said what we're doing. So what I want to ask you is, was there any obstacles in your way when you tried to go for football?
When I signed to play professionally after college, I had tons of obstacles because I went to a small school and no one really knew of me compared to the bigger schools like the University of Alabama and Ohio State University, what have you. So my role was a little tougher as far as, getting the coaches to see me and take a chance on a small school kid. One of the obstacles I had was I wasn't quite big enough to play the position that they wanted me to play. In college and in high school, I played running back. When I signed to play professionally in the Professional Indoor Football League, they wanted me to play defensive line. Now, those of you who know football know that the defensive linemen are much bigger than the running backs. So that was an obstacle for me to try to overcome the size difference. So I was determined to succeed and be successful in something that I wanted to do, because my dream was to play on a professional football team. I did whatever I had to do, and now I'm 6'3", about 300 pounds. Wow. So that's one of the obstacles that I've overcome.
My experience was when I asked her how did she define success, I was surprised because she said her answer sounded just like mine. She said success is being happy and accomplishing what you want to accomplish in life.
I think being successful is being happy and feeling fulfilled in what you do. A lot of people choose a career where you make a lot of money, but that doesn't necessarily bring you happiness. When I started off in this career, you don't make a lot. In fact, a lot of my friends, they started and they were in careers in other professions, maybe in pharmaceutical or medical field or engineers, and they were making way more than I did. But I was happy with what I was doing, meeting people each day, going out, interviewing people, learning about their lives. Every day is different. You never walk into the office and it's a predictable day. Every day you're in for a new adventure, and that's what I love about it. I never thought that I didn't want to do this. I just thought I need to get better so that I can continue to do this. When you start off a new career, I don't think it matters what line of work you do. You often feel underprepared, and you feel like there's more you need to know. And as long as you have that realization and know that there's room for improvement, I think that's good. That's good self-awareness, and that'll help you become better the next day. And each day, even when I was just starting, I wasn't that great, but I put my best out there, and I felt proud that I knew that I tried my hardest. And I think that's what's the most important. As long as you try hard every day, the next day you just try harder.
My experience was great. I learned a lot. We took a tour in the truck, and I thought that was pretty good. And it seems like a lot of work in the truck. It had all these controls, and you have to memorize them. And I know it's probably pretty hard to memorize all them controls, make all them calls, get out there, move around the satellite, move all this stuff on top of the truck, in the back of the truck, in the front of the truck. So, was you nervous when you was on the first day of job?
Yes, the first day of the job I was nervous because I wanted to do a good job, and I knew that this was the career path I wanted to go down. But I do remember my first live shot, and I did really well in the intro when the anchors tossed out to me. Back then I was Nicole Ferguson. That was my maiden name. And they tossed out to me, and I was on the scene of a fire, and I was telling folks what they needed to know. Then it went into our tape package. And then they came back out to me, and I got fixated on the traffic that I was looking at, that I was staring at. And I could not remember what I was supposed to say. And I stood there and looked at the camera, and about 10 seconds went by, and my photographer was going like this, telling me to talk. And I just couldn't remember what I was supposed to say. And it felt like eternity. I wanted the ground to open up and just swallow me. And I finally remembered where I was going with it. And I was so upset when it was all over, and I went back and looked at the tape. It wasn't as long as I thought it was, that I was standing there silent. But everybody gets nervous. It gets better as you do the job more and as you become more confident in yourself. But everybody makes mistakes, and they get nervous about being in front of so many people. So that's okay. When you've done your best, it's something you're passionate about, and you've put your all into it, and whatever the outcome of that, that's success. And we're all different, and so my level of success may not be yours, or we tend to measure it by things that are tangible, things that we can see. You say, oh, this person has this type of car, and they live in this place, and they make this much money. But for me, success is doing what I love, doing it well, and being happy about it. And so as long as I can go to bed at night comfortable with myself and the work that I've done, and hopefully I've impacted someone in a positive way, even when I've been on a story that's not so positive, that doesn't make people feel good. Hopefully I've approached it in a way that's respectful to others. I've done my best in my due diligence in reporting it, and I can be happy with myself at the end of the day. So that's how I define success: doing your best, being passionate about it, and at the end of the day, can you be satisfied with yourself, happy with yourself? So that's success for me.
A great deal of my success was being independent, when I was younger, and not following the trends of everyone else, and just kind of keep my own interest and keep my own path.
I don't ever feel like I want to quit, because God gives me what I need to sustain.
Nobody actually really pushed me. I just kind of found that it was something that I was good at and what I really like to do. And, as I grew, I think what was really important is that I just had support. My mom supported the idea of me doing it and me continuing on, although she didn't know where it was going. And now it was instrumental in my success.